This is a reaction and discussion for a trailer of an anime that goes by the name of Kaiju No.8 Season 2. The reaction is now going to commence. This one of the anime I'm definitely very excited about. Okay, wait, let me reset. First division, mobilization. Oreo. Oh, that's exciting. Very cool, very cool. It's a roll of the dice? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh! This one. Alright, I lowered the volume just cause I'm afraid of music and stuff. It's honestly a hobby I have. But anyway, oh, flashback of Shinobi. I'm actually excited. I really do like her. This is the first time. Also, the others are. Kaiju No.8, yeah. Alright, Shinobi sounds super desperate. I am very interested. So many things, so much. So we have the first division with. It's really so similar to Attack on Titan. However, I find it greatly superior, even from the beginning. And no, it's not just because I think the ending is horrible for Attack on Titan. I've not even watched it. I've just bought myself on it because I don't really want to watch it. Anyway, excluding my hatred towards Attack on Titan, I won't even elaborate much more on it. I do wonder how this is gonna go, because yes, it is going kind of through a similar formula where now after this big reveal of Kafka's incredible power, we're moving to the elites out of the elite squad, giving
eventually,
you know, yeah, the Attack on Titan similarities are really growing more and more. But anyway, I do enjoy the aesthetic more, I enjoy the world more, of the actual powers of the characters. I actually enjoy it more. Just the more fantasy it is, the more usually I enjoy it. And going along with that, something I do hope they kind of go in and kind of just continue on copying Attack on Titan is whenever they introduce this super overpowered squad of super important, super capable characters, I'm kind of curious in which direction they're gonna take it. Are they gonna go directly into the Attack on Titan route, where they're gonna slaughter most of these new super broken, super powerful kaiju special operatives? I'm forgetting what their organization was called. Point is Kaiju Hunters, sure. Kaiju Hunters, whatever. Except the main guy and maybe his second in command. Or is this gonna be one of those stories where they rarely kill off characters? When it comes to personal preference, I greatly prefer stories that kill characters less often. I understand that many people don't feel like there's stakes in a story if you don't kill characters often, but I actually feel completely opposite. Even in a good story that kills off characters often, I genuinely could not care. And I have even heard of people that say that they really want to feel like the main character can die, etc. and so on and so forth, and I always feel so weird whenever I hear that, because I don't care then. I have genuinely quit shows that have done something like that, and it's not like they've killed the main character in season 1, or they've killed the main character. I think show specifically I'm thinking of killed its main character that it's had for 5 seasons, and they killed them before the last 2, so I just quit the show. I couldn't care less at that point, even though there were other characters that I liked and I was interested in. It's just one of those things that I really don't get it. For me, just character death for the purpose of so-called stakes, it's really meaningless, especially when I feel like it's done solely for that purpose. For me to kill off characters just to establish stakes is worthless. Unless it's done super quickly and I have basically completely zero investment in the character. If you're killing off characters that I actually have at least a little tiny bit of investment in, I would like for them to have a proper death from the audience's perspective. It doesn't need to be a proper death from the perspective of the actual characters or the world. They could think that it was in vain, they could think that it was really meaningless, etc. Cruel world, not everyone gets a good death, that's fine, but we're watching it from an omniscient third-person perspective, right? That is to say that clearly next season and this new cast of important characters that are going to be in a new squad are gonna truly establish how the show is gonna be, what the tone is gonna be. how the show is gonna be dealing with character deaths. Because if they kill no characters in this season as well, yeah, there was no deaths, at least of any important characters, I am going to assume that it's probably gonna be more up my alley, Kaiju No.8, where if they kill characters, it's gonna be a huge deal. It's gonna have huge ramifications in the story, at least I hope so. Because that's my personal favorite way to do it. I would rather a series that has 1000 episodes has only 5-10 character deaths, but each one mattered a lot in the story. And obviously if I do mean important characters, at least even slightly important. Maybe even we've known them for 3 episodes, but they left a big impact in some way. But regardless, I'm really looking forward to it. As I was saying though, I really enjoy Kafka's overall character. I'm really curious to see how he's gonna mesh with this new cast of apparently elites that are the strongest. And how are they gonna deal with him? Are they gonna be completely chill, expecting that they can take him anytime? Also, power level wise, how strong is Kafka really in comparison to the best of the best in the world? Or at least in Japan. Which for the purposes of the story I'm going to presume is the rest of the world. It could be one of those things where we eventually get to a different country. But obviously enough, even if it does happen, it will probably be much later on. Regardless though, anything else that was curious? Yeah, Shinomiya. Shinomiya was quite desperate in this trailer, and I am really looking forward to seeing more of her backstory, of how she became the way she is, of how she continues on working so that she can repay her debt. That's the word, right? Well, the obligation she feels towards Kafka. And even the other thing she said, that she wants to be strong enough so that if he ever does go out of control, she can be the one to take him down. I just really like Shinomiya's character. I really enjoy her dynamic with Kafka. I'm also curious, because I've known nothing about Mayhem, as I was saying, because I know nothing about the source material, I am really curious to, are there gonna be any more important, super important characters that will be added to the main cast? Because with Ichikawa, there we go, kinda removed from the story even though we saw him for a second, I really assume that at least for the first half of the season, we're gonna be focusing only on this new squad, Shinomiya and Kafka. Otherwise, I don't really see the purpose of them splitting up the party. And as I was getting with that, are we getting a third or fourth super important person from this elite group, except the captain that feels like he's going to be just in the role of the vice captain of the previous season, just the incredibly powerful badass. Then again, he was also the guy that was just gaming and didn't want to come out, so maybe he'll have more of a personality. I don't know. I'm really intrigued whether this new captain, who's apparently the currently strongest soldier, at least I think that was said, is gonna be one of those characters that I really enjoy, that are super serious, most serious that has ever lived in a serious situation, and a complete comical relief that no one would have liked if he didn't have the serious side. These just characters with such big contrasts are kind of my favorites in all of anime, or just in all of media in general. I really enjoy enormous contrasting traits within a character. And also he uses a melee weapon as well. They made it a big deal to establish the fact that individuals that use melee weapons and they don't have high aptitude for guns are kind of irrelevant and trash, but the show has shown me literally the opposite thing. I know that the childhood friend of Kafka is important, impressive, she destroyed the kaijus, but frankly her vice captain and even Shinomiya, whenever she's using the axe, not the gun, feels so much more impressive, and it is partially because yeah, melee weapons are just cooler. I mean, I'm sorry, they just are visually much cooler, at least to me. But excluding even just how cool they are, I'm mentioning that just because rewatching the trailer, this elite super powerful guy, he also has a melee weapon. Is it just the thing that he's super powerful in both and he uses maybe a melee weapon to nerf himself? I am really unsure. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm definitely going to be reacting to it whenever it comes out. But for now, let's do that again, subscribe to my channel and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.